Welcome back. This is the Morning Dew Show with me, Wairimu Mugo, and today we are talking about education. We had a conversation about CBC, and right about now, we are talking about vocational training with Mother Jerry, who is the manager Gaitega Vocational Training Center, and acting sub-county youth training officer, that is in Mathioya and Kangema sub-counties. Karibu sana. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And before we went on break, we had circled around issues and what exactly happens in the vocational training center, and we were talking about certification. And as a student, I'm asking myself, yes, I've come from Jua Kali, I've come and I've gone through this the examinations and I've gotten a certificate. So if I was maybe a class 8 dropout, is there hope for me joining maybe diploma courses in colleges or university?
Okay, that one about the upgrading yourself from class 8, there is that path whereby it has not come out very clearly for now, for the past few years. But I think now with the CBC, it will work well. Yes, because it will mean that now you can start now from that lowest level, and then you go to the next level of the certificate, from the certificate, then to diploma, and then to degree, and even to the masters. I'm hoping now with the CBC system or curriculum, it is going to work. Before, the only part which was working is the NEC examining body. But it was actually a bit complicated for a class 8 person to upgrade. But from Form 4, a candidate from Form 4 could make it, because you could have started from the artisan level, and then you go to craft level. From craft, now you can go to diploma, and then from diploma you go for a degree. Yes.
And someone I told me is asking, what is the difference between a vocational training and what they call TTIs? Because it's like you're offering, some of the courses you're offering are similar.
Okay, in technical education, many people ask the same question you're asking me, because we have the same courses I'm talking about. You will also get them in the university, but somehow combined, but with a different name. Because when you go to the university, you get a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering.
Sure.
But now when you come to TTI, it's Civil Engineering, yes, diploma level. And then when you come to vocational, they are thrust into different levels again now, like different courses. Because the difference between these three categories, when you go to the university, you become a designer. That person can design. For example, I say we use the building technology. That person can be an architecture. That person can draw, or we call it architectural drawing. They design that house. Then the house is given to the diploma person, who is the TTI, the Technical Training Institutes, and then that person will interpret that design, and then he take it to the person at the vocational training center, and that person is the person who will do that thing with hands. That's the person who will use who will take the stones, join them, and they become that house that was designed by the person in the university. And the person at the TTI, the diploma level, that person will be the foreman to see whether what is in the paper is implemented well on the ground. Yeah, that is the difference. And you see in this one, this is where we say we have very few engineers, then we have many foremen, then we need more artisan people to do
the actual job.
The actual job. Yes.
And we've talked so much about the hands-on skills, and I'm wondering, are there other services that are offered on in the vocational training centers?
Yes, we have courses, other subjects. We call them support subjects for this person, so that when he goes out, he will be able to relate well with people. We have life skills. Life skills entails everything about life, how that person is supposed to behave. That person will also teach them. Like now we have a challenge of drug and substance abuse in our country. You teach them the disadvantages of abusing drugs, in life skill. So that when that person, when he goes out and maybe he start his own business, he will not go back to drinking. We are molding that person to be a full person. We also have the communication skills. Communication skills is about this person has started a business. He needs to recruit people whom he needs to employ. So you train him how to recruit people, how he can be able to communicate with his clients, with customers, and all that. And then we have entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about business, how to handle the money he gets, and even how to expand his business. Yes.
I want us to go back to CBC, which has much involvement between the teachers and the students and the parents. And at this point, I would want to know, what role does the teacher play into creating the career path for a student?
The CBC, the way I understand it, I think it will be of much help to us, the technical people. It will be of very much help.
And
to
even
us.
away from CBC, what is the role of a teacher into creating the career path for their students? Do they have
the role of the teacher?
Yes.
The role of that primary teacher who is teaching the CBC.
Not really CBC, but in general.
In general,
yes.
The role of the teacher is now to identify these different talents, and even also to advise them. It will be very important for when the child is growing. Now you can be able to tell him, I can see you are very good in this, you are very good in this, you are very good. And even parents can also be able to encourage our children. Because I am sure the CBC is much more oriented. The parent and the teachers, they have a big role. They need to encourage these students, the children, according to the way you find the child is doing or how the child is performing. You can encourage them to maybe pick on what you see the child is best in. Yes.
For the vocational training, do you have a ceiling where you've said that as much as we want maybe a person who had a D- or an E person to come, we have a ceiling that if their kids who have never even gone to school, do you even allow those? Yes, they know how to write their names.
Yes.
They know how to communicate, but they've not stepped into a school. Maybe due to...
Mostly we don't find those ones. We have those ones who have stepped into school. Maybe that person reached class 5, class 6. And then this person was not able to continue. We allow them because sometimes it is a talent. One time I'll give you a good example. One time I had a young man who was in class 6. The parent brought him when he was in class 6. And by the time he was bringing him when he was in class 6, his age mates were in Form 2. And the parent explained to me how the child is challenged. He's not able to do anything, so the teachers are keeping on telling him to repeat. And you see the age group is in Form 2. And the parent told me, this boy is very good in masonry. If you tell him to join the fundis, you will see that he's doing something. And I told the parent, just bring him and see what he can do. I'm telling you that child performed very well. Because even before he completed his first year, some fundis were calling him to go and set houses. And today he's a big fundi in Nairobi. Yes, doing very well. This is why I was saying from the beginning, somehow the technical courses go hand in hand with talents. There are people who are talented. Yes.
And for those kids who just don't want to drop out of school, how do you assist them?
Those who?
who just want to drop out of school for maybe truancy? Yeah, how do you help them?
Yes, we have those cases. They want to drop out of school, but you have now to talk with that child before you enroll that person into vocational training center and get to know what are the causes which are making this child to decide to not to continue with education. So you advise them the importance of maybe even joining vocational training center when you have completed Form 4. You have more chances than when you have not completed. So we guide them, we counsel them. If you find that person completely does not want, then you enroll that person. But if you can be able to convince that child to go back to school and finish, that is what we like most. Yeah, because even there are some courses that we don't allow people to do if you have not completed Form 4. Like now, electrical installation. You cannot do electrical installation if you have not completed Form 4. If you go to a course like plumbing, we always also encourage people to have a certificate of Form 4, because that one you have to do them 2 courses at a go. Because you have to do masonry and do plumbing at the same time, because those ones go hand in hand. Yes, we encourage them, we talk to them, we guide them.
So the vocational training are not an escape route for dropouts?
Yes.
Wow. And in your view, do you think the government has done enough in facilitating the vocational trainings?
Not really, but they have tried. They have tried.
What would you recommend?
I would recommend, vocational training or technical training. You need a lot of equipments. Equipments are not really enough for those institutions. And even you go to some institutions, you find the workshops still are not enough. So there is need for more. The government has done, yes, but there is need for more. Yes.
And do we have enough vocational training to hamper all the students in the country who are willing to join them?
Not really. Because if you look at the performance of maybe KCSE, how many students go to the university? How many students who qualify to go to colleges, the middle-level colleges? They are very few. And the biggest number is left to go maybe to these vocational training centers, or maybe, and that is where you find they go to some colleges, and these private colleges, they don't fit there. There are so many people. In fact, I would say they are not even enough. Yes.
So what is the advice you would give to a child who wanted to join a vocational training center but lacked the opportunity because maybe they are full? What other options do they have
to join?
Yes, they went to the vocational training center and there was no opportunity since all spaces have been filled. So what other options do they have?
What I will tell you, Wairimu, I have realized that most of the students, when they clear Form 4, not all of them join the vocational training centers. So you will never find those vocational training centers filled up. Why? Because sometimes they join and then whatever you wanted there, it is not there.
Okay.
So what they opt, going for the Juakari way. Because there is much more that is needed to be done in these vocational training centers to absorb all of them. Because you find that vocational training center is offering 5 courses. And this child, and most of these vocational training centers are not boarding schools. Therefore, this person will not find the course that they wanted in that vocational training center. And maybe the next one, it is very far away, maybe 10 kilometers. That person cannot walk to get the course that he wanted from that other institution. Yes.
Wow. at that juncture, we come up to the conclusion of this segment. It's all about education. But before we go, I want you to talk to a parent, a student, or even a teacher out there. Just give them some encouragement.
What I would like to encourage parents, let us not keep our children at home. Number two, I will tell the students, there is no failure in life. There are so many things that you can do, even these courses, the vocational training. You can join vocational training center, even if you got a need, even if maybe you dropped out from Form 2, maybe because of lack of fees or maybe lack of maybe the education is not getting into you. You can join these vocational training centers, get a course, and you employ yourself. At the same time, we are also offering short courses, like detergent making, these creative art. Those are short courses which can also help you in life to make money and even to employ yourself and employ others. That's what I would encourage parents. Don't keep children at home. Children, don't say that you have completed your secondary education and tell your parent, now buy for me a motorbike. That's not the option. Even if the motorbike will come, let it come when you have something else that you can do apart from the motorbike or tuk-tuk. And I think that's the advice I would give the parents.
So that's it from us today. I've been with Mother Njeri, who is the manager, Gaitega Vocational Center, and acting sub-county youth training officer, that is Mathioya and Kangema sub-counties. It was all about education and vocational training. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. This is the Morning Dew Show.